Greetings, discreet defenders. We're out on the family range today with a neat test lined up of Winchester Defender 38 Special Plus P 130 grain ammunition out of the 1.9 inch barrel of the Ruger LCR. And this, I believe, is pretty much just an updated box for the old Winchester PDX-1. And before that, the Ranger, which was a law enforcement loading. But it's possible that they've loaded this a little bit hotter than on previous occasions. Some of the major manufacturers have been coming around. Yeah, you see that muzzle velocity at 950. That's not an exorbitant velocity for a 130 grain projectile. And it's probably a 4-inch test barrel. But we'll see what we get out of the 1.9 inch barrel. We have the Pro Chrono lined up, and then we have a meat target lined up. This one's pretty different than what you've seen before. I think you're going to like it. All right, first things first. Got the sun shades on. It is a bright sunny day. Not too warm up here in the North Country though. Let's try 5 shots. .908. 837. 897. 886. And 816. Quite a spread on those. Let's take a 5-shot average here. High was 908. Low was 816, and the 5-shot average is 868 feet per second. Well, that matches up really well with other tests of this ammunition that I've seen. A bit greater deviation from one shot to another than I would expect with high-quality Winchester ammunition, defensive loads. And it worries me a little bit, so what I'm going to try to do is set up the chronograph to see what the velocity is of the round we put through the meat target today. Okay, so we have the chronograph about where I want it. And I just want to show you this particular meat target. We got a bunch of tall kitty litter jars lined up. We've got 2 in front. Each one of them is about 7 inches thick. And the 2 in back are about 5, a little bit better than 5 right through the middle, about 6 inches thick. For a meat target, we have a thick cut pork loin roast. Good thick chunk of meat right there, a little over 2 inches. Then we've got 2 layers of cotton, approximately t-shirt material, 2 layers of like a jersey type material, and athletic. Actually, that's a pair of sweatpants shorts, but it's a jersey material. So like 2 layers of a jersey hoodie and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. That's pretty realistic clothing barrier. And then we've got it right up against the plastic silhouette, the human torso shaped target. And then right up behind it, we have the kitty litter jars. So pretty good contact, and a block of wood in case we do not have expansion. I think I'm going to film it from the side, and I will call out the velocity on this shot. And then, like I said, the velocities are so variable on these. I want to know exactly what the velocity is of the particular bullet that we're going to shoot. And I'm shooting this, the intention was to shoot it contact close, but I don't want to get water in my chronograph either, so I'm going to hit it from about 4 feet away. So I'll be a little bit closer to the chrony than I was before, but hopefully this will all work. All right, we got a 286 on the chronograph, so we have no chronograph reading, so that's kind of pointless. I hit it good. I think I'm going to try to hit it again before we lose everything out of there, all the water out of there. A little bit of solar interference. Just move this over just a touch. That time 865 feet per second on the chronograph. Second shot. Little bit of water on the lens, that's okay. 865 feet per second. So really close to the average velocity of 868. Holes through all of the clothing barriers. You can see the two holes. Just move it up right here. Two holes all the way through the two layers of jersey sweat shorts. Two holes all the way through the two layers of t-shirt. Two holes all the way through the thick cut pork roast. And we've blown out a big chunk of the middle of that silhouette target, that human torso. Probably wasn't too much water in that first water jug or at the top of it where I hit it, but obviously both rounds have gone through. By the look of the second water jug, we have expansion from both rounds. Definitely displayed. And look at there. That first round has dented the third water jug, so it's gone through 14 inches of water as well as the 2 inches of pork and all that heavy plastic, and dented the third water jug. The second shot has definitely gone into the third water jug. We probably know why that is, because it probably went through air in the second water jug by the time we fired that round. And it has not exited the back of that. So we actually have consistent performance. Both of those rounds have gone through about the same amount of water, and both of those rounds have gone through about the same amount of meat, about the same amount of plastic, and about the same amount of clothing. So this is actually, so far, a really good test. Now we'll fish out those two shots and see what we got for expansion. Aha! Wow. Okay, so the second shot, the one that was going 865 feet per second, has expanded magnificently. And I'm guessing that first shot is going to be really, really similar. Yeah, there's the first shot. Just as good. Just as good. Both of those rounds expanding gorgeously, both through a realistic clothing barrier, both through a realistic muscle simulation, about 2.5 inches of pork loin, both through a heavy layer of plastic. You can see that here, that human torso simulator. There are those gorgeous rounds, gorgeous expanded PDX, or in this case, Winchester Defender rounds. Those will beat your FBI specs, I bet. We'll come out and give them a formal gel test later on, but it's easier in July to maintain the proper temperature than with gel. Taking one more look at today's test subjects, we got the Winchester Defender 38 Special Plus P 130 grain round. Shot out of the Ruger snub nose LCR. And these are the expanded bullets. That pork loin simulating human muscle, backed up by the heavy plastic of the simulated human torso, and then captured in the water jugs. Good rounds, good expansion, good power, not too much recoil. Obviously, that's kind of the point of most of these modern defensive 38 special rounds. They could, if they wanted to, load them a lot hotter, but that would not be a comfortable amount of recoil through today's light alloy or polymer or combination snub-nose revolvers. Okay, we have some cloud cover rolling in right now, so I'm going to take this opportunity to get what I think will be a more consistent reading on the muzzle velocity of these Winchester Defenders. I'm going to shoot from about 5 feet away. 870. 871. Duplicate 871. Yeah, these are definitely more consistent. 884 and 839. Review that briefly. High of 884, low of 839, average of 867 feet per second. So the average is almost exactly what we were getting before. Thanks, folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week. All 12, no issues.